Hello, hello. It's 5 Minute Monday. And today I want to talk about what happens when life gets a little bit frothy and churny and sort of like rapids, and we're in the river and we're sort of drowning, and it's like, oh my God, how did I end up here again? So in these moments of frothiness and churning and all of that bollocks, it's really useful to get perspective. Now, okay, if a few years ago when I used to find myself in these rapids and churning water fairly regularly, and when I was in that situation, I didn't want to be helped at all. I wanted to just basically drown and scream and just really make the most of it. If someone had come up and said, hey, mate, get some perspective, if I'd managed to get my hand out of the water, I probably would have just slapped them around the face. So luckily, I'm on camera and you're quite far away, so you're not going to be able to slap me. So I get to talk to you about perspective without being damaged. So what do I mean by perspective? Okay, so if you are churning around in the rapids, like zooming downstream, and you're that person, if you're looking at it from that perspective, it looks pretty harsh. You're sort of drowning, the water's like coming on top of your face, and life just looks completely out of control. How could it possibly ever get calm again? How could you ever stop just flowing and being out of control? So what can happen when we get perspective is that suddenly we find ourselves standing on the riverbank. Okay. Now, this is not about, so I'm trying to get to a place where like the river's really calm and I'm just kind of flowing downriver in this beautiful Zen-like state. To be honest, that's what I thought I was trying to achieve, this place where I had completely fixed myself and the river was just super peaceful and there were never going to be any more rapids again. That's not the perspective I'm talking about. I'm talking about the perspective where you're just standing on the riverbank and you're looking at the rapids and you're also looking at yourself in the rapids. Okay. So what can happen is this. You're looking at yourself and you think, that's really interesting. All of that frothing, churning water is being created by the fact that I'm like flailing my arms and legs really madly, and that if I actually just stopped, then the river would be calm. And that can be quite weird when you get that perspective and you think, oh my God, I'm the only one making a froth of all of this. And sometimes in my case, certainly that can be a little bit hard to stomach. The other thing that you might notice is the you that's whizzing down river is wearing a life jacket. And you're like, I totally did not realize that. I totally didn't realize that I'm in this rapids, but I got a life jacket. Like, where did that come from? Why did I not notice that? So what is this life jacket? So for me, when I was thinking about talking about frothiness and churniness in this 5 Minute Monday, I thought back to the last time I was in the rapids. And for me, that life jacket was my writing practice. Because I know that when I sit down and I write a page in this notebook, I can start off on the first line and I can feel really churny and really frothy. And I know that by the time I get to the bottom of that page, things are different. That's not to say like everything's amazing, everything's perfect. It's just things are different. And when we're feeling crap, just the chance of things being different is incredible. So I was feeling churny, I was feeling frothy. So I opened up my iPad, I've got an app, and it just gives me a random word. And I thought, I'm going to get a random word, I'm going to write a page. So the random word pinged up. The word was fine. So as I was picking up my pencil, I was thinking, I feel to write about the crapness of that word. Like when people say to you, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Because I was feeling all churny and frothy. But as my pencil hit the page, and I just remembered that sense of the life jacket, I began to write, and I knew that word was my life jacket. It was that moment that I saw that I was wearing this, that moment that I remembered that I have everything I need to be able to deal with life as it is. So that is the life jacket, that moment when you just take a step back and you realize that maybe you're the one that's creating all the froth, or you remember, do you know what? I'm a lot more resilient than I'm giving myself credit for. I've had so many frothy experiences that I know that I can get through another one. And I know that I'm going to get through onto the other side, and I'm going to be in the river again, and it's going to be okay. So just a message to you, when you're feeling frothy, when you're feeling churny, take a step back, remember you've got that life jacket on. And also remember that I'm here, that life coach with her videos and her one-to-one coaching and her live events. So if you ever want to step deeper into this work and really get that life jacket supersonic, then I'm here. And I will see you next Monday.